If you want a single credit card to use for all of your travel, there's a good case to be made for the Venture X from Capital One. The card offers airport lounge access, up to 10x points on travel, and easy ways to get value well in excess of the annual fee. And in this video, I'm going to tell you everything that you need to know about the card, share my tips on maximizing the value you get from the card, and show you some of the amazing ways that I've been able to use my points. So let's get into it. In my view, for any card to have a space in your wallet, it should provide clear value in excess of its annual fee. In the case of the Venture X, that annual fee is $395 per year. Now, in the first year as a new card member, you can earn a welcome bonus, and that bonus is going to be worth much more than the card's annual fee. Now, Capital One changes this bonus occasionally, and sometimes it promotes better bonuses through different channels. So before you apply for the card, check out the link to the article down below. I continuously update that article with the best public bonus on the Venture X. Beyond the first year, it's pretty easy to get at least enough value out of the card to justify its annual fee, even if you're traveling only occasionally. With the Venture X, you'll get a $300 annual travel credit that you can redeem through Capital One Travel, plus 10,000 miles each anniversary year. You can use those 10,000 miles for a $100 statement credit to offset travel purchases, so with these two benefits alone, you're breaking even on the annual fee. But the card offers a bunch more value through its premium travel insurance benefits, airport lounge access, the massive amount of points that you can earn through bookings with Capital One Travel, and more. So let's talk about all of that. The Venture X includes access to Capital One's own airport lounges, as well as a Priority Pass Select membership that can get you into over 1,300 lounges worldwide. And if you frequently travel with a companion or your family, you can bring up to 2 guests into the lounge with you for free. Now, I see airport lounge access as a perk that can make travel more enjoyable, but that also saves me money. Most airport lounges offer a selection of complimentary food and beverages, and when I have a meal in the lounge for free, that's money that I'm not spending in the airport terminal. This really comes in handy when traveling with a family. My home airport has 2 Priority Pass lounges, so when I'm traveling with the kids, we usually get to the airport early and have a snack in the lounge before boarding our flight. Now, if you have a larger family, you can get lounge access for everyone by adding authorized users to your card for free. And each authorized user you add to your card gets their own card and their own lounge access, so they can use that even when they're not traveling with you. This is how my partner and I get us and 3 kids into the lounge when we travel. How much value you get from the Venture X lounge access will depend heavily on how well the lounge network matches up with your travel patterns. Capital One currently has lounges at Dallas-Fort Worth, Denver, Washington Dulles, Washington Reagan National, and Las Vegas, and lounges are coming soon to New York's JFK and LaGuardia airports. If you're located in or travel to one of these cities often, there's a really good chance that the Venture X lounge access can provide huge value. But if you're not, check out the Priority Pass website, which I've linked down below, to search for lounges where you travel. One final note on airport lounges. Be aware of which terminal the lounge you're planning on using is located in. At some larger airports, terminals aren't connected after security, meaning you wouldn't be able to access a lounge if you're flying from another terminal. With the Venture X, you'll earn at least 2 points per dollar on every purchase you make, and you'll earn 5 points per dollar on flight bookings and 10 points per dollar on rental cars and hotel bookings made through Capital One Travel. I also mentioned earlier that you get a $300 travel credit to use each anniversary year. This travel credit is good toward bookings that you make with Capital One Travel and can be applied at checkout. So you'll need to book at least some hotels, flights, or rental cars through Capital One Travel each year in order to use your credit. And you can certainly earn a bunch of points if you're booking your travel through the portal. But whether you're booking hotels, flights, or rental cars, booking with Capital One does come with some downsides. So let's talk about that. Capital One advertises that you'll earn 10 miles per dollar when you use your Venture X to book hotels through Capital One Travel. And this can be a really great deal. Earning 10 points per dollar is better than you'll do with most other credit cards, including most hotel credit cards. But you'll give up any benefits that you have in a hotel loyalty program when you book through Capital One. If you're a member of Marriott Bonvoy, World of Hyatt, Hilton Honors, or some other hotel loyalty program, you almost certainly won't receive any of your status benefits or any points in your hotel program during your stay. And your stay booked through Capital One won't help you toward that next level of hotel elite status. Now, if you don't care about hotel loyalty programs, there's little downside to booking with Capital One Travel. You'll earn a ton of points, and I've found that the rates on Capital One Travel are usually competitive with what's available elsewhere. As you'd probably expect, I don't use Capital One Travel to book my hotels because I prefer to earn points and enjoy my hotel elite status. But if I'm staying at a location where the best hotel option is a hotel that isn't associated with one of the major hotel brands, This is a stay that I'll book through Capital One Travel, and this is how I typically use my annual $300 travel credit. If you book rental cars through Capital One Travel, you'll earn 10 points per dollar on your rental, plus you'll typically be able to enjoy your status benefits and earn points with your rental company's loyalty program. Now this can sound like a great deal, but there is a downside to renting cars through Capital One Travel. In most cases, if you book a pay later rate with a major car rental company, or even through a site like Expedia, you won't be charged for your car unless you actually pick up the car. But with Capital One Travel, all of the rental cars are prepaid rates. Some of the rates you'll see are not cancelable, but those that are often have a cancellation deadline of 48 hours or more before you pick up your rental. That means that if you need to cancel your rental car, you must cancel before that cancellation deadline. And if you forget, you'll be out the entire cost of your rental even if you never pick up your car. Now this might not sound like a huge downside until you consider the cost of day-of travel disruptions. If your flight is delayed and you miss your rental pickup, you might end up getting charged for your original rental and need to book a new rental car at a walk-up rate. Now some rental car companies will allow you a little bit of flexibility if you need to pick up your car late, but you're likely not going to get your money back from Capital One Travel if your plans need to change. I'm not proud to admit this, but I've been burned by this in the past. Nowadays, I avoid renting cars from Capital One Travel unless I am absolutely sure that I'm going to be able to pick the car up. Sometimes I'll check the portal and see if they have a better price than my existing rental car booking when I land at my destination, but I'll rarely book with them in advance. Finally, you can book flights through Capital One. You'll earn 5 points per dollar, more than you will with your airline credit card, and like with rental cars, you'll earn points in your airline's frequent flyer program, and you can enjoy your airline elite status benefits when you fly. So what's the downside? If nothing changes and your travel happens as planned, not much. But it's when things change that booking a flight through a third party like Capital One Travel can become frustrating. Before you check in on your day of travel, your travel agent owns your reservation, so you'll typically need to deal with Capital One Travel for any changes, refunds, or cancellations. If you call your airline's customer service number, you'll usually be directed back to Capital One Travel to manage your booking, or sometimes you'll be charged a fee to allow the airline to take over your ticket. And if you have to cancel your flight and receive some sort of flight credit, that credit will be tied to Capital One Travel and include all of their restrictions in addition to all of the restrictions that the airline imposes. Now this isn't unique to Capital One Travel. You'll have the same experience when booking through any online travel agency like Orbitz or Expedia, or even through a corporate travel agency. And for most trips, this shouldn't be a problem. But booking directly with airlines definitely provides a smoother experience if you ever need to make a change or cancel an airline reservation. Once you've earned a bunch of points from the Capital One Venture X welcome bonus or spending on your card, you have a bunch of options to redeem your points. But you should ignore all but 2 of these options. Redemptions for gift cards, PayPal, shopping, and even cashback rewards don't provide great value with the Venture X. The redemption options that you should consider using are points to cover travel purchases and transfers to airline partners. The easy way to get decent value from your Venture X points is to use them to cover travel purchases that you've charged to your card. When you do this, you'll get a flat 1 cent of value from each of your points, making 10,000 points worth $100. Now you want to be sure that you're using points to cover travel purchases rather than the option to redeem points for cash back. If you choose cash back, you'll only get half a cent from each of your points, cutting the value of them by 50%. And don't use your points when checking out through Capital One Travel. Sure, you'll get 1 cent of value from each of your points, but you'll miss out on the points that you could be earning on that booking. The better move is to book with Capital One Travel and then use your points later to cover that purchase. That way, you'll get the value out of your points and you'll earn points for your booking. If you want to level up your travel rewards game and get the most value out of your Capital One Venture X miles, you'll want to learn how to use transfers to airline and hotel partners. Capital One has partnered with 18 airline and hotel loyalty programs. You can transfer the points you earn on the Venture X to any one of these programs where they become airline miles or hotel points. You can then use the redemption options available in these partner programs, sometimes for some really interesting award travel. In fact, this is how travel rewards experts turn their credit card points into those aspirational first class and business class flights. Now, every transfer partner has its own advantages and disadvantages. Some programs can be great for booking aspirational international travel in premium cabins. Others can be good for saving you money on domestic coach flights. One thing I will say about transfer partners is that learning how to use them takes a bit of work. If you're interested in that type of thing, get subscribed to the channel and get on my mailing list, because everything I'm publishing will help you make more effective use of your points. So what kind of travel is possible with transfer partners? Here are a few examples of the things that I've personally booked in the last few years with Capital One's transfer partners. I used Flying Blue to book a trip to Portugal in a lie-flat business class seat for only 60,000 miles, plus a few $100s each way, including a stopover for half a day in Amsterdam. On a recent trip to Germany, I was able to snag a last-minute business class Lufthansa flight home using Avianca Life Miles. Now, I don't remember exactly how many miles I used, but I do remember that I was able to use a quirk of that program to get the price below what many programs might charge for a coach award. This year, I was able to take a family of 5 to Europe and back using 150,000 Virgin Atlantic miles, which you can get when you transfer miles to Virgin Red. Coach tickets would have cost well over $4,500 for the flights that we otherwise would have booked, so I saved a ton of real cash on this redemption. And probably my biggest score with Capital One miles was a transfer to Virgin Red, which I was able to parlay into a business class ticket on Air New Zealand. Now, this is a ticket that I would have never bought without miles and points, since Trans-Pacific business class tickets can regularly run well over $10,000. The Capital One Venture X competes against other premium travel credit cards like the Chase Sapphire Reserve and the Amex Platinum. So how does it actually compare against these cards? The Chase Sapphire Reserve has a higher annual fee, currently $550 a year, but it offers an easier-to-use $300 travel credit that applies automatically to eligible travel purchases, it has better travel insurance benefits, and it partners with an easier set of travel partners for most people to use. Plus, it lets you redeem your points for 1.5 cents of travel each when you book through its travel portal. If you're willing to pick up several credit cards in the Chase ecosystem, the Sapphire Reserve probably has a better value proposition since you can combine your points across cards, but you could also pick up the Saver Rewards card from Capital One and transfer those points to your Venture X, giving you a way to earn 3 points per dollar on groceries, dining, and streaming, in addition to the 2x everywhere you get on the Venture X. The Amex Platinum card at $695 a year is approaching twice the price of the Venture X. If you're willing to engage with its retail partners and play bingo with statement credits, you probably can squeeze a lot more value out of the Platinum, but you'll have to work for it. The Platinum Lounge Access is more extensive than the Venture X, but many of the Lounge Access partners that you have access to with the card either charge for guests or require you to spend a massive amount on the card each year for guest privileges. If you're traveling alone and want the expanded lounge access, it might be worth it, but if you want to add your partner as an authorized user to get them lounge access, that can get expensive pretty quickly. If you want to keep things simple and get great travel benefits at a good price, the Venture X is probably a better choice, especially if you travel with your partner or family. So that's what you need to know about the Venture X from Capital One. It's a great option if you want a simple, premium travel rewards credit card with airport lounge access. If you've got questions on the card, check out our links down below for the cards and points guides, or ask your questions in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again soon.